Boris Johnson fails to give key WhatsApp messages to the COVID inquiry. So we're going to be covering that and more in today's episode of News Headlines. Hello, my name is Katie. Welcome to my channel. This is where we discuss true crime, current affairs and politics. This is our weekly roundup of some of the news headlines that caught my eye this week. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel so you never miss an update. As I said, we're going to cover some of the headlines that caught my eye. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments. Maybe there's a story I should have covered but didn't. Let me know. So, the first one, the US breaks a record. We need a round of applause. They've got a new record. It's for the most mass shootings in a single year. Okay. So, this is coming from The Guardian. The USA has had 38 mass shootings, in which at least 203 people have died so far this year, passing the previous high of 36. So there was some confusion as to what numbers are what. So the previous record for mass shootings in a single year in the USA was 36. They have now hit 38. A series of murders over the previous weekend have propelled the United States to a grisly new record. 2 attacks on Sunday, the 3rd of December, occurred within a couple of hours of each other in Texas and Washington state. Authorities believe a murder-suicide was responsible for the death of 5 family members in Vancouver, a suburb of Portland, Oregon. Whilst in Dallas, a 21-year-old with a previous aggravated assault charge shot 5 people in a house, including a toddler. It's the highest number of mass shootings in any year since at least 2006. Breaking the previous record of 36, which was last year. Most mass shootings happen in private homes or shelters, according to the Washington Post. Different groups count mass shootings and killings in different ways. So the Gun Violence Archive include events in which multiple people are shot regardless of the number of deaths, and so therefore their figures are much higher. But I know that with the Gun Violence Archive, you can drill down into the different categories. The 4th of July long weekend was overshadowed by 16 shootings, in which 15 people were killed and nearly 100 injured. But the deadliest attack of this year happened in Lewiston, Maine, on the 25th of October, when an army reservist murdered 18 people in a bowling alley and a bar. Previously, the worst attack of the year had been in January, when a man shot 11 people in California with a semi-automatic rifle during a Lunar New Year celebration. Okay. Now, I know gun crime and gun ownership is a very sensitive topic in America. When we talk about gun control, we don't mean gun confiscation. Perhaps gun control can be education about how to use a gun, how to handle a gun, how to store one safely, the implications of using a gun, and there's probably more. That should at least be part of it. And also, maybe don't have them alongside bread and milk in Walmart. Just an idea. And who needs military level artillery in their home? An average gun will kill someone that is entering your house. If that's your concern, an average gun will deal with that problem. There is no need for anyone to have military grade weapons in their home. But I'm going to stop there because I'm going to get on my soapbox. But here in the UK, we have a very different attitude towards guns. We have very tight laws surrounding gun ownership. I would absolutely own a little handgun if I could, but I can't be bothered to go through all the paperwork. The one event that changed our attitude towards gun ownership was a school shooting. The Dunblane massacre. We'll link a video below in the description that I did about it. And that one mass school shooting changed our attitude to guns forever. And it changed the law as well. If you're interested, go watch that video after this one. Boris Johnson has failed to give key WhatsApp messages to the COVID inquiry. Surprise, surprise. So, there's a COVID inquiry because they screwed it up, right? Shit weren't done as it should have been done. People died that didn't need to die. It was a catastrophe in the way the government handled it. Therefore, there is now an inquiry. Because also, there is allegedly, in my opinion, perhaps, some corruption going on with who got what contracts in regards to the masks and whatnot. And also, don't remember the parties at Downing Street. You know, when the late Queen, was at her own husband's funeral, sat on her own, because she couldn't have anyone near her, because we had all these strict rules. Number 10 were having a fucking party. It's a disgrace. People were dying in hospital beds alone, without their families, because of these rules. Regardless of whether the patient had COVID or not, the rules were, no, just don't go visit them. People died on their own in hospitals while this Tory government fucking partied. Sorry, I do apologise. But the COVID inquiry wanted Boris Johnson's WhatsApp messages whilst he was Prime Minister. He has come up with various reasons. He can't find the phone. He can't remember his PIN number for the phone. He can't remember his password for his WhatsApp account. At the time, I said, give it to any 12-year-old and they will unlock it, no problem. They will find your WhatsApp messages, because they are archived with WhatsApp. But apparently, experts are unable to retrieve communications from the first half of 2020, according to Boris Johnson. This is the same man that said something along the lines of, well, the old people have had a good innings anyway. They're just bed blockers. Seriously, that's what he said as Prime Minister. So that's something else that Boris Johnson is failing to give WhatsApp messages to the COVID inquiry. I have a funny feeling the COVID inquiry are not going to let this go. I hope not, anyway. But a lot of the stuff they did, the Tory government during lockdowns and COVID, some of it was allegedly illegal. So I'm wondering who will go to jail for this. I can think of a few names I would like to see behind bars. And in other news, this one makes me somewhat giggle. So, here in the UK, we want to send migrants, illegal or not, to Rwanda, because apparently we don't have the room for them. The House of Lords said no, that's illegal and immoral. So the government threw their toys out the pram and took it to court. And the court said no, it's illegal and immoral. So again, the Tories threw an absolute strop and took it to the highest court in the land, who said no, it's illegal and immoral and unethical. This is literally against the law to send migrants to Rwanda, because it is not safe. It is not safe for anyone who is LGBTQ+. It is not safe at all for anyone, because any day they are going to go to war with Congo. But Mr. James Cleverly, not a very fitting name, as dug his heels in and said, no, we'll figure it out. And it came out that Cleverly, the now Home Secretary, has signed this Rwanda treaty despite allegedly calling the plan batshit. Yeah, it is. It's fucking batshit crazy. I'm hoping it's not going to go ahead. We will see. Stupid Tories. And another headline caught my eye. Endgame by Omid Scobie, you know that book. Endgame backlash shows how unwilling we are to confront racism. Rather than properly address everything as part of a genuine attempt to modernise and better reflect the diverse country they serve, the royal family continue to sweep the issues and more under the rug. Omid Scobie is supposed to be some sort of royal reporter, so he knows that the royal family very rarely pass comment. That was one of the late Queen's secrets to success. She refused to comment on quite a lot of things. And then Harry went and screwed everything up and she had to make a comment about various things. So, Mr. Omid Scobie has said Endgame backlash shows how unwilling we are to confront racism. Bollocks, does it? How should the royal family make amends for slavery, which is what he discusses in this article that happened hundreds of years ago? He says something about the royal family and how they were involved in the slave trade. Yes, they were. The previous members of the royal family that are no longer alive. It happened hundreds of years ago. The last slave was 1800 and something. How? I want to know what exactly they should do. Don't just say they should confront racism or they should make amends for slavery. Outline how they should do that. Don't just say they should, outline how. I'm no fan of the royal family. I don't think we should have one, but... And also, when he says, the backlash shows how unwilling we are to confront racism, who's we? Is he implying that the whole of the UK is racist? Which is what Meghan Markle implied, in my opinion, allegedly. And she wonders why she's not welcome here. Because you called us all racists, and we're not. From what I saw when she entered the royal family, the wedding was a fairy tale. The whole country was like, oh, it gave us something. It was pretty. It was literally a fairy tale. The prince and the actress. It was wonderful. And then something comes out about race. And we all got whiplash from how unexpected that was. We personally, again, don't like the royal family, not interested. But the country as a whole loved Harry and Meghan. It was a fairy tale story. The prince and the actress, everyone was happy. It was a fairy tale wedding. And then it all just went arse over tit. She couldn't cope with the press intrusion. I understand completely. Unfortunately, it's like a rite of passage. And with the royal family, everyone has had it. You are perfectly able to be part of the royal family and do your royal duties without as much press intrusion as William and Kate have had, because they are next in line for the throne, so the press love them. There are many more members of the royal family that do charity work, etc., under the radar. They still get their photos in Hello and OK and People and all those magazines. Of course they do. But they're not hounded anything like Meghan and Harry are. Meghan and Harry are hounded because they are leaving a trail for their hounds. I honestly believe that they could have stepped back for a while, given their reasons, and I personally think it would have been okay. She could have made a big impact, but she chose not to. And she called the whole country racist and wonders why we don't want her back. Convicted killer Laurie Vallow Daybell, also known as Laurie Vallow, appeared in court on more charges of conspiracy to commit murder, this time in Arizona. Now, Chad Daybell, her husband, is currently going through the court system, and his lawyers are only referring to Laurie as Laurie Vallow because they want to distance him from her. No, I'm going to assume that, yeah, he ain't got a chance. But she was extradited to Arizona at the end of November and made her first appearance in Arizona court on the 30th of November. The girl managed to curl her hair in prison. Mugshot, she's got it all going. Oh, this woman is... I honestly believe that something in her brain has broken because she genuinely thinks she has done nothing wrong. She killed her own children. She killed her husband's wife? The wife before her, you know what I mean? The bitch is crazy. But her husband, Chad Daybell, is going in and out of court right now. So that might be something to keep an eye on. And Laurie Vallow will be attending court in Arizona. But the bitch managed to do her hair. And literally 5 minutes ago, P.S. Morgan tweeted, Omid Scobie has admitted that he did write the names of the alleged royal racists in an early draft of his book, having earlier emphatically denied ever doing so. Ooh, he in trouble. And we're going to end on this one. A robbery suspect's colourful underwear helped police arrest him, according to authorities. So this was in New York. A pair of multicoloured briefs peeking out above a robbery suspect's low-slung trousers helped police arrest him more than a year later, federal authorities in New York have said. The robbery happened at a tobacco shop on September the 14th, 2022. 3 masked men got out of a car and entered the store, according to a complaint filed in court last week. 2 of the men pointed guns at employees and customers, while the third emptied the cash register. The robbers fled in that car. Surveillance videos that were disseminated through the media showed the third robber wearing brightly coloured briefs with a large letter R in white and the year 1990 in yellow. An anonymous tipster passed along the Instagram handle of the suspect with the colourful underwear. The caller also told police that the robbers had tried to sell their stolen merchandise at another location. Police identified the suspect based on his Instagram account, the video from the merchandise sale, and photos from prior arrests. The 30-year-old suspect was arrested on Wednesday morning at his home in Queens. The other 2 robbery suspects are still at large, so this dude's underwear is the reason he got caught. Criminals ain't that bright, well, the ones that get caught anyway. But that will be it for today. Bit of a new thing, new series. This is what I wanted to do in the first place, but then I got distracted because someone killed someone allegedly. But if you've enjoyed this bit different for me, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Come follow me on TikTok, social media, Twitter, X, whatever it's called. Come have a conversation with me, and I'll leave a link below to all the stories I've covered today, as well as where you can find me on the interwebs. Is there a story that I've missed that maybe you think I should have covered? But join the discussion about these stories and others in the comments below, and I will see you next week. Bye.